from fetal alcohol syndrome, though due to Connie's potentially impaired condition, there's hardly any way to hold her accountable for that. His father, on the other hand, is a very different story. In 1994, Rupal Mark Smith, the original legal name of Cyrax Sr., was arrested. While accounts on this vary, with Cyrax himself saying his father went to jail the day he was born, the records available put his arrest at when Cyrax would have been 3 or 4 years old. On July 26, a 14-year-old girl was raped by an unknown man who chased her off a bike path for around 50 feet. According to a person who identified
Shit, this is moving quick.
as the unnamed victim, he'd already been stalking her prior to the assault, which meant it was premeditated and suggested
Guys, let's keep tapping in the chat and share your random emojis as well.
that he'd probably done something like this before. She gave a detailed description of her attacker and his blue 10-speed bike to the police, who prepared a composite sketch. When
That's what they said, Hope. The doctor said I should put either my mattress on the floor or a mattress on the floor next to me or pillows on the floor. I had a look at, like, safety rails, but they're so expensive, man.
presented with photo lineups, the victim picked Rupal out of both of them. The sketch was then published in the
So ridiculous. 1 second. Honestly, TikTok, this is not what you're saying. Give me a second, chat. Bloody app's being funny. Yes, tappity tap tap tap, always. Yeah, what really helps the chat, guys, if you want to share emojis randomly of how you're feeling as we're watching this horrific bloody video.
local newspaper and ended up being seen by Rupal himself just 2 days after the attack. Fortunately, the intellectual acumen of the Smith lineage was already being exhibited, as Rupal decided to call the police himself and identify himself as extremely similar to the man depicted, only to say he wasn't responsible and had an alibi. Regardless, this was enough for the
Bullshit.
person taking his call to report him to their supervisor, leading an officer to be sent to where Rupal was residing. Upon arriving at the residence, the blue 10-speed bike was seen, an exact match for the one that was at the crime scene. Once the officer
Jesus. How can you deny it? Sorry, I need to stop eating. I've eaten terrible. That's right.
became more accusatory toward Rupal, his responses were incriminating. Apparently, while he didn't outright confess to the assault, he said something tantamount to an admission of kidnapping, dragging the victim across the road against her will. After that, Rupal asked for an attorney, but what he said at that point was enough for an arrest and trial, during which a jury
So it's game over. Game over. This is the dad, isn't it? Tom moves way too quick.
convicted him of kidnapping, sexual assault, and sexual abuse of a minor. He attempted to appeal his convictions, but ultimately failed and had to serve a total of 20 years in prison. This is
I was just wondering whether that was actual court documents, which just B-roll.
relevant because it meant that, with Rupal out of the picture due to his arrest, and Connie being unfit to care for a child due to her
RuPaul, the imagine throwing them in the mix.
disability, someone else would have to raise Cyrax. That someone ended up being his grandmother, Sally, who moved Patrick out of Alaska and into her humble home in Akron, Ohio. Oddly enough, Sally had been in a strangely similar situation to that of Rupal's, only on the receiving end, as we can learn from an article in a local Alaskan newspaper.
Holy shit.
Rupal's father, and Sally's first husband, is a man named William Bill Smith, born in 1941. According to public records, Sally was born in 1952, and Rupal was born in 1969, meaning she was 17 when she had him, and just 14 when she got
Oh my god. Yeehaw indeed. Sweet Home Alabama shit here.
married to Bill, who was 25 years old, the exact same age Rupal had been when he committed his crime. What's worse is that
Hell. The whole family are wrong in this.
Rupal had older siblings, though records on how many are difficult to find. We know that at least one of them was also named Bill, who ended up simultaneously suffering from AIDS and cancer until he passed away in 2015. Just so you know, when I say Cyrax is a purebred lolcow, I mean generations of extremely unfortunate circumstances have coalesced to bring him forth.
I don't think there's any pure breeding going on there, let's face it. More like interbreeding.
Via newspaper clippings of one of Sally's brother's obituary, we can determine her maiden name is Arnson, but when she took Cyrax in to raise him, she was married to another man named Gordon Wilkins and took his last name, so she decided to rename Cyrax
There's so many of these people out there.
accordingly, calling him by the name he went on to use for the entirety of his life.
This is James Finley Wilkins talking to Nicholas Beagler. What you failed to read.
He's obviously going to do some DIY with them. holding up the hammer there.
Realize, Nick, is that I made you.
From Patrick Smith to Chance Wilkins, from Alaska to Ohio, Cyrax wasn't even 5 and was already undergoing some radical transformations. In his recollection, he had a very rough time at school, with people bullying him and giving him swirlies due to his appearance.
I was supposed to die the day that I was born. And when I was born with 1 kidney and 1.5 lungs. And, you know, growing up through school, you know, I did get picked on. I got bullied way more than most. I got judged, you know, I got beat up every day. I was that kid that was an outcast in high school.
But, as we will learn in full detail, Chance isn't an entirely reliable narrator, since
That appeals come through chat if you're waiting to send your heart.
contrary to his claims, it seems he did indeed have friends during his school years. In an interview with Elspeth, a friend of Cyrax's from high school, she
Like, I hate to be that guy, but some people you just look at them and think, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's something going on there, like, and
he said,
We met quite literally in high school. We had a mutual friend in common, and that's how we met.
According to Elspeth, Chance and his group of friends bonded over their interest in dancing, so much so that she herself is a trained
dancing.
ballet dancer. She recalls an instance where they both performed a piece called The Dueling Dancers at the school's
Hey Mickey, I see you. How you doing?
talent show, but unfortunately there's no footage of this event. When they weren't at school, they usually met up and hung out at the house of their aforementioned friend, Billy Seiler. Billy was a short, legally
Absolutely insane. What? This is the weirdest, like, restriction ever that TikTok keep trying to put on me. Right? It's saying, feature continuous and monotonous actions, thank you very much, without clear objectives of sustaining engagement. What the hell is it? Additionally, this, what are they talking about? Are TikTok just making shit up as they go along nowadays? Are they genuinely just making shit up as they go along? How dare you? Monotonous engagement. Am I shit. Monotonously, I'm broken. Fact Freak's broken. They broke my head. The hell are they even talking about?
blind African American student, and Cyrax described him as a closer friend than the rest of the group. After all, Billy
It's 0 cents.
was the one who introduced him to Linkin Park, one of Cyrax's favorite bands. Months before any of his followers investigated Cyrax's story with
Off, Kelsey. Is my beep working for when I swear? Fuck off. I tried it out. I tried it out today, but I don't know whether it's working. I thought it might be a good time to bring that in. Is it? Fuck you fuckhead. Dick foot. Penis leg. I don't know. I'm going to get a restriction now, but it's for something else. What's that, Zach?
Calm down.
All right, mate. Sorry, pal. Sorry, mate.
Billy. Cyrax spontaneously
It wasn't working then. Oh, no. Ha! Shit.
brought it up, saying,
Unfortunately, when I was 16 to 17 years old, around that time period, I was actually by one of my best friends from high school. Now, at the time,
Oh, duck. Leave Zach out of this. Wow.
You've got no narrative.
didn't
Basic
say it.
soundboard.
I forgot I had a soundboard. I mean, it's like literally sitting there on the desk, but I never used it. And I forget that I got so petty that Zach said my show was shit because I didn't have a soundboard. So I added Zach to the soundboard saying that.
You've got no narrative.
didn't
Basic
say it.
soundboard.
We'll love it. We love a troll.
I didn't know that he was gay. I had actually met this kid. His name was Billy Seiler. We had gone to the same high school together. And me and him grew really, really close. We were super cool with each other.
this is quite a claim to make, especially to bring it up as lightly as Cyrax did. This was enough to rouse suspicion, but as time went on, the situation only worsened. In another retelling, Cyrax mentioned that his family spoke to the school about what Billy supposedly did to him, and the school responded by kicking
This is wild, this is actually wild how much lore and story there is behind these people.
Cyrax out so it wouldn't happen again.
They know what Billy did. That's why they removed me from that school, so it didn't happen to me again.
Though this isn't impossible, it sounds unlikely that the victim of such a circumstance would be the one getting kicked out of the school. Worse yet was the fact that Cyrax originally claimed to
No, the auto thing's supposed to fucking work. I don't think it. I don't know if it fucking is. You shit. I don't know.
to have been 16 or 17 when this took place, but he only changed high schools after 2009, when he would have been 19, meaning the time frame
Work then, did it? Good.
doesn't really add up. This discrepancy was confirmed by Cyrax himself, who later changed it and said that while Billy
Does it work with shit? How about piss?
was underage, he himself was not.
Cyrax, how are you not so pissed though at that school?
I'm guessing it was a no on the piss front. Which is a weird statement if you've just scrolled into my live and that's the first thing you've heard.
Like, I think it's insane. You should
Oh, fuck.
have never been
Oh, we
expelled.
tried.
as a
Oh, we
fucking victim.
tried, and that's the thing. That's the thing. We tried to fight it,
Remove that pin, Janie, before I get in trouble.
but due to the fact that he was underage and I was
Oh my
over
god, dude. I don't understand that. That's fucking bullshit.
People became suspicious, and since Cyrax had already given this person's name out, they decided to look further into it. The information was enough to find Billy's face.
Well, there's something on the soundboard that seems quite fitting for this.
I'm panicking.
Don't panic.
No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job.
But was you panicking when you...
I also just have random audio of Elphaba crying.
I'm fine. Hi guys, yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm chilling.
We've got Lucifer Angie can absolutely suck a fart straight from my sweaty arse cheeks. I forgot that was on the soundboard. It's because a troll account put up a clip of me saying that about Delusive. It was like, he's horrible the way he speaks to women, so I added it to my soundboard. Delusive Angie can absolutely suck a fart straight from my sweaty arse cheeks. What do we have?
Ooh, you're hard, showing off.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good mix of sounds. I forgot about that completely. Oh no. Oh,
Facebook and contact him, informing him of what Cyrax claimed happened during high school. Once contact was established, what Cyrax allegedly did
That's a hot day, alright.
to Billy became a matter of public knowledge.
You know, so we were up in my room, it was late at night, probably 12, 1 o'clock on a weekday. When it gets hot, guys tend to take off their shirts and everything. I was...
Oh god. Do they? I don't. Should I? No.
either on my belly on the floor, or I think I was searching for something, and the next thing I know is and at this point, I had never given any type of consent whatsoever.
Christ.
It's all but confirmed in the eyes of many that at the ripe age of either 18 or 19 years old, Cyrax had assaulted a disabled minor. What a great way to
Jesus Christ.
start the story. We have little to no information on what else Chance was up to during the 2000s, but we do know what his family was
Guys, if you're enjoying the live and you're not following, what the hell are you doing? Get following, or you're out of it.
up to. His mother, Connie, remarried in 2002 and was living with a man named Michael. But just a few years later, in 2007, she tragically passed away while using a wood stove that didn't have proper piping, and because of this, it resulted in a house fire. Perhaps adding to the tragedy was the fact that she passed away on Cyrax's
Why did they do this? Why?
17th birthday. A little over a year later, the house Sally was living in with Chance was broken into, though there's no way to know if the perpetrator was ever found. In late 2009 to early 2010, Cyrax created his first ever YouTube channel, but it was not.
Is this this Cyrax guy? Is he still on TikTok or wherever he posts content?
Nothing to write home about besides a few AMVs he made with freeware, and definitely stole from other people's content while doing so. The years of 2010 and 2011 were mostly uneventful, though Cyrax made a few Facebook posts that contributed to the
Oh my god. This is so irritating. Guys, I'm going to have to restart my live thanks to that weird restriction, right? I'll be back in 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second, chat, and I'll be right back.
I ran my mouth off a bit too much, or what did I say? Well, you just laughed it off, it was all okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on anyway. Well, a virtual maker took every last dime with that scam. It was worth it just to learn some slide again. That news comes, don't you worry, that's where it lands. Good news will work its way to all them plans. We both got fired on exactly the same day. Well, we'll float on.
Just give it a couple of minutes for everyone to rejoin, guys, and then we'll get started.
And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, alright. Already we'll all float on now, don't you worry, we'll all float on, alright. Already we'll all float on, alright. Don't worry, we'll all float on.
Do me a favour, guys. Vote anything in here. It's free. Thank you. Pick any emoji.
And we'll all float on, alright. Already we'll all float on, alright. Don't worry, even if things end up a bit too heavy, we'll all float on, alright. Already we'll all float on, alright. Already we'll all float on, okay. Don't worry, we'll all float on, even if things get heavy, we'll all float on, alright. Already we'll all float on, alright. Don't you worry, we'll all float on, we'll all float on.
You just hit everything. It helps push the stream out. Thank you. Anything you want, chat.
Hello. Can you hear me? Am I getting through to you? Hello. Is it late there? Is there laughter on the line? Are you sure you're there alone? 'Cause I'm trying to explain something's wrong. You just don't sound the same. Why don't you go outside, kiss the rain whenever you need me, kiss the rain whenever I'm gone too long. If you're listening,
Don't disturb me in my private time.
kiss the rain and wait for the dawn. Keep in mind we're under the same sky, and the nights are empty for me. As for you, if you feel
TikTok was being a cock. That's what happened. If you guys can hit everything here when this vote's done, we'll start up again.
kiss the rain.
hit any emoji chat.
What I'm left imagining.
Right, chat. The issue I'm having, I think, is TikTok notice, and I know a lot of you guys just chill and put the phone down and listen and stuff like that, but the TikTok's picking up that the chat is inactive. So if now and again you could just randomly send an emoji or whatever else, or if you want to chat away amongst yourself, please do. For some reason it's picking up that it's inactive and it's violating my stream. It's irritating. So yeah, if you can help with that, I'd appreciate it. Right, let's continue. We were watching a deep dive into Cyrax. Let's get straight back into it. Obviously, reposting the live really helps as well, chat.
Notion that he wasn't as bullied as he said he was, since he had multiple girlfriends during this period. He also shows his funnier side with jokes such as, Santa, ho ho ho, me. Damn, Santa has 3 hoes? What a man whore. One at a time, and they better get paid extra. You so fat and old, nasty. It's only in 2012 that things get intense with Cyrax abusing his grandmother, Sally, in a document retrieved via the Freedom of Information Act, because, yeah.
Seaside, I see you. To whom it concerns, this letter is response to your request for all police calls and police visits, emergency and non-emergency, at the residence.
Yes, his followers are that dedicated. We have information on every time the police have been called in relation to
Oh, he's such the comedian, isn't he?
Cyrax's house. And on the 14th of February, a domestic fight was reported by Sally's brother, William Arnson. Chance is described as out of control and fighting with his mom before leaving the house and walking toward the freeway. It appears he attempted to choke or strangle his grandmother, but fortunately, the report cites no injuries and no weapons. To this day, we don't know what exactly this was about or what happened, but we do have this mugshot to make up for it. In 2012, we have the first significant bouts of online activity from Cyrax, who at this time went under the name of DJ Shadowblade, which he misspelled a variety of ways. One of these early manifestations was his war cry.
Hell no. Absolutely hell to the no. The hell is that? It sounds like Elphabar's mating call.
Supposedly, this was him
I'm not exactly sure how I know that, but never mind, let's just let that go.
beating Chester Bennington's record of longest scream. Though what Chance did here hardly qualifies as a scream, more of I don't know. Sounds like me when the drive-thru takes longer than 3 minutes. A year later, despite being a whopping 23 years old and still in high school, we have a couple of videos from this time period, wherein he's doing basic parkour moves like handstands and wall jumps. Cyrax claimed he had a GPA that was just a couple of points short of 4.0 and was at the top of his class, but they
I mean, I'm just going to say I doubt that. Evening, Queen Ree, thank you for joining us.
It didn't allow him to graduate because
I take it back. No, thank you very much, thank you. It does, doesn't it?
perfect 4.0 GPA and was too ugly to graduate, so he eventually got kicked out of the school altogether. Another claim of his was that in this school, he was also severely bullied to the point where a bunch of students pushed him
I'm on edge.
from a balcony. This, too, appears to be a lie, as explained by his aunt, who gave an interview explaining what had happened.
It was lunchtime, and these kids dared him that he couldn't jump something from the balcony.
The backflip.
A backflip from the balcony. I might try and dare people I don't like to do backflips off balconies. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of the idiots I've exposed, I could like offer out a little bit of cash and I think they'd try it.
Okay, hold on. I had a question about this. After certain head injuries,
Might be worth it.
like people fucking have dramatic personality changes at times. Do you feel like after the fucking head injury, like
What head injury? He didn't hit his head.
he smacked his head off he was like on the second floor when he did the backflip.
Modsky would pin our gifters, please.
It was like off the second floor.
He didn't hit his head. He landed on his side and broke his arm.
You see, in order to cover up from having taken a dare and stupidly jumping off of a balcony, he made up a fake story about the other kids having pushed him off of it. He went as far as lying to the police and actually accusing the other students of having done it, but when it turned out that he was lying, he was promptly expelled from the school, and his GPA being below 1 probably didn't
Get out.
help. In his later videos, he enjoyed telling this story is the source of his inexplicable talent, as if hitting his head on the concrete, which he didn't do since he landed on his side, made him into a musician. As is
I mean, I know he was lying, but that's absolutely insane. head first into concrete and he's Beethoven.
Proven by his very own early uploads, this is a lie since he was already in the music grind, and particularly in the Juggalo scene as early as 2012. One of his earliest uploads still up on the internet has him long-windedly complaining about how strict and rule-oriented the Juggalo community was. This is...
Are the Juggalos part of... I'm sure I've watched a crime thing about that insane clown posse. Is that not what it is?
Most likely due to the fact that Cyrax only feigned to be a Juggalo in order to be a part of the community and find friends, but had no
Yeah, I'm right.
idea what being a Juggalo was about, didn't listen to ICP or any artists related to them, and this was eventually proven by Juggalos who decided to quiz him on his ICP knowledge.
So I was just curious, what was your first album that you got into the clowns?
Believe it or not, dude, it was probably, I'm trying to think. I want to say either Chuckle Brothers or Riddle.
Chuckle Brothers?
I can't remember which one it was that got me in.
So what did the cover look like?
Really, dude? Do you know how many years it's been since I've listened to that shit?
Still, it didn't prevent him from claiming he was in the family in the past decade.
That's a bit wild, isn't it? That is a bit wild.
How dysfunctional do you have to be in order to struggle to meet the criteria for a Juggalo? The only community with lower standards than theirs is probably furries. No offense, just saying. While very little has been archived from this era due to how frequently Cyrax deletes everything he has online, only to make a new account with a different name the following day. Judging from his very old and empty LinkedIn page, he claims to be a part of a Juggalo record label called Killa Clown.
Queen Ree, we are reacting to deep dives. We have a deep dive coming out on Friday as well. We're not putting one out on Saturday this week because I'm in London. So we've got a deep dive coming out on Saturday. It's on Lady Amelia of Scotland. That wronging that I've been speaking about on my awareness account, which I'm going to pop in the comments. Mods will pin that account. If you're not following that account, please make sure you are. It's where I post all my awareness content. This account's really just for live streaming and random updates and things like that.
Sounds ever since May of 2009. As we can learn from his Facebook, his only prior occupations were abstract artist and painter at C. Wilkins Art, and
Can you call it abstract if it's shit? It's shit that. It's abstract.
Soldier's son. Given RuPaul's state of affairs, it's clear this is talking about Sally's husband at the time, Gordon Wilkins, who gave Chance his last name. Once again, deferring to his Facebook posts, he claimed to have dropped his first album, Blood on My Hands, in 2010, under the name of Kid Darkness. It looks like his sister was responsible for getting him into contact with the owner of the label, Eric Scrubolo, who signed Cyrax out of pity. A little later on,
Oh, there's not a SoundCloud, is there?
it seems Chance also did a brief stint as a Christian rock artist, and if this poster is anything resembling genuine, he performed somewhere. I really wish we had footage of this stuff, but in compensation, we have
Rockfest. Amazing.
Cyrax expressing his religious fervor in his very unique
So, I swear, man, I wish I could give that no good Satan and his demons a piece of my fist and foot in their mouths to shut them up. Oh, these people, I swear to fuck.
fashion. I swear, man, I wish I could give that no good
Oh, he's reading it out.
Satan and his demons a piece of my fist and foot in their mouths and shut them up for good. In a comment he left under this post, he also seems to believe that God killed the devil at some point. I'm not sure if that's in the Bible or if it's in his headcanon, but for a man as devoted to Cyrax...
Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, did God kill Satan?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
My fuck. Alexa, you don't seem to be able to help me with anything.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Honestly, this Alexa absolutely has my life. Right, Gemini.
My life has been saved, and similar songs on Amazon Music.
Alexa, piss off. It's just ridiculous. Gemini, did God kill Satan?
That is a fascinating question that
Is
touches
it?
on the core of many theological traditions. The short answer, according to the major Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, is no, not yet. In these traditions,
But
the
that'll
story
do.
of
I don't need like a 20-minute... Jesus.
I won't be the one to cast doubt on his theological knowledge. In another post from this time, he lamented his lack of success in the music industry, saying, "My name is Chance Wilkins, I'm 21 years old, with my mom working 2 days a week waiting tables in a little restaurant, and it's still not being enough to fully get by on bills, and me going through many hardships in life, I decided to do something to help all that, so I can help my family."
There's actual law behind the Alexa. I bought it second hand off CX. It cost me like 12 quid or something, and I'm pretty sure they just sent me a broken one. It just fucks me off all the time. I don't even know why I ask it things. Hey, Hannah.
Kind of a sweet message, actually. It must have been really stressful to carry his family on his back, since it's during this period that he begins developing his infamous skullet. He was convinced he was going to get paid up to $5 grand and that he'd be in every music magazine, but unfortunately this never happened. Even before people were actively trolling him with fake...
Ooh. Oh, here we go, the soundboard.
Ooh, you're hard, showing off.
Yeah, that probably is why it was only 12 quid, you're right.
promises of fame and fortune for his music, Cyrax proves to truly be one of a kind, as he tricks himself into these delusions for no reason without any outside interference. Another of his uploads from 2012 is a video called Inside the Shadows, which has Cyrax giving an unrequested tour of his house to his non-existent audience. It's very aptly named since the lighting is horrid and you can barely make out what he's trying to show you. While the majority of
Mods, check the Discord, please.
content this early is completely lost and most likely rotting in the cursed confines of Cyrax's hard drive, we do have an archive song he worked on. Given his slurring drawl is nowhere to be heard during the track, and the beat sounds like if you converted a brain hemorrhage into an MP3, we can presume he was the producer. Check it out for yourself.
Party, 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 party.
Smell of it. The smell of it. In August, he claimed he was working on an album with fellow Juggalo rapper
What the f*** is that? What in the hell was that?
Spitfire the Twisted Killer, who doesn't seem to actually exist. In early 2012, it appears he either was or wanted to be involved with a girl named Hannah, as we can see in a post of his where he apologizes to her for some unspecified wrongdoings of his, and performatively says she's the reason he didn't do something drastic the night prior. This appeal wouldn't stick though, and a while later, he not only starts dating, but supposedly gets engaged to a new girl named Heather, who appears to also be very into Juggalo culture and works on music with Cyrax under the name of Shadowcat Hashlet. The names are so fire. In another music-related post, Cyrax posted what he calls lyrics, but given it was decently formatted and didn't have a typo in every other word, it's obviously a ripped poem from a guy called Mark Slaughter, which we know because he forgot to take out the copyright note.
Not very smart. JoJo's a hint.
Notice at the bottom. It's clear he was very invested in his Juggalo phase, but didn't know exactly how to express it. For example, in one post where he shared a picture of a little girl with progeria, his way of being nice to her was saying he considers her a juggalette. But music wasn't the only artistic venue of Cyrax, as in late 2012, he announced he was working on a manga series called Spectorbs, which was going to release in early to mid 2013, which did not happen. As time progresses, Chance becomes increasingly erratic. Perhaps because he learned the absolute basics of how to make music, it gave him an unrequited ego boost he had no idea how to handle. But early signs
We'll have all the ego boost.
of the behavior he eventually became very well known for also started to show. We have this early 2013 clip of him addressing someone who apparently insulted one of his friends.
Talking all this crap and shit. This guy seems to think I'm hiding behind words, but I'm not. You hear that, Aaron? I'm not hiding behind anything, little man.
I don't think you could hide behind many things with a head that shape, if I'm honest with you. Like, it would kind of display itself, wouldn't it?
You want a little man? Look at you. You're nothing but a punk-ass baby. Hiding behind his own damn words, just too afraid to stand up to me like a real man.
Anyone with decent online experience knows there's no greater waste of time than engaging in keyboard warriorism, not to mention the fact that people who are belligerent online tend to be trolls that you stand nothing to gain from interacting with. But obviously this is hard to explain to Cyrax. However, where a typical person sees a waste of time, Chance sees an opportunity to act like he's a WWE wrestler whose gimmick is talking like he just came out of a sludge puddle in the middle of a
Oh, fucking hell. Turkey Tom, the narrator, he has one hell of a way of
trailer park. From the get-go, it's very clear he gets a kick out of making threats of violence and pretending he can beat up people or kill them. Still, no matter how unlikable he gets, he keeps finding his way into new girlfriends, and by 2013, we find
his way into new girlfriends. Was that phrase like that on purpose?
finally get to see the face of Heather. Her first appearance is in a video he published on the very first day of 2013, where he announces he's abandoning the Juggalo lifestyle, but emphasizes he's still a part of the family.
Like, we're not going to stop being friends with any of the Juggalos, and that if you guys still want to be our friends, that's cool, but we just dropped the lifestyle.
Exactly. We didn't drop the...
What is the Juggalo mindset, or whatever the fuck said?
The family itself. It's the lifestyle itself that we drop.
Chance is very keen on giving himself an air of sophistication and seems to...
What is the most popular Insane Clown Posse song? I don't think I've ever listened to them. Am I going to regret this? Will I get me banned or something? In My Room.
Are you gonna let me in? Hello?
What is this?
Hello?
2:45 and the bell went.
What if I become a gigolo?
Oh, thank God. Many people think I'm odd, but I talk with no one and I walk alone and I avoid sunlight with a chalky tone. I get home and don't say hi, it ain't no one there. I don't care. I walk in and go right up the stairs to my room, get in bed and just wait for dark because that's when a real show starts. Tap, 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 tap on a glass, go to piece of ass. So young and pretty, it's too bad she passed, but she comes to my room and we
What the fuck?
talk at night. She's demonic and bloody, but she holds me tight in my bedroom. With her, I'm never alone, and I kiss her cold lips until the morning come and she gone. I can still hear her voice loom, but she only exists in the dark of my room. Love, I can't ignore you. In my room, do anything for you, lady. Tap, love, I do adore you. In my room, tap tap, gonna piece of ass. Love, I can't ignore you. In my room, do anything for you, lady.
What the fuck?
Love, I do adore you. In my room, tap tap, gonna piece of ass. I try to smile a lot, but I'm always frontin'. But I do love a ghost, and at least that's something. She don't talk much when she do, it gets cold. Usually we just lay there when we hold each other. We're lovers, we don't need others. One of my mother's cats jumped up on the covers and it scared.
One of my mother's cats jumped up on the covers. I wasn't expecting that lyric in the middle of this.
My baby, guess she don't like pets, so I twisted its fucking head off at the neck. Look, baby.
Jesus! He murdered the fucking cat. What the shit is this? Who's listening to this?
It's bloody, it's gone, it's doomed. Please come back to the room. I do anything for thee. Don't ignore me. This is more than a sick love story. Without you, I'd bring a shotgun to school, and I will if you want me to. For any reason, I hate that.
This is insane. I've never listened to this shit before.
Leave when the lights come on, and if I had it my way, the fucking sun would be gone. Love, I can't ignore you. In my room, do anything for you, lady. Tap, love, I do adore you. In my room, tap tap, gonna piece of ass. Love, I can't ignore you. In my room, do anything for you, lady. Tap, love, I do adore you. In my room,
a car crash. I can't fucking.
Sometimes I kiss her, I start shaking. She slips me the tongue and it tastes like bacon. Uh-oh, something's wrong, baby's upset. She told me she was
Is that is that a reference to being a bacon, like a child predator? The fuck is that? Why would anybody taste like bacon?
by the neighbor's kid. She can't come back now cause they know our secret, unless I can make them keep it. If I do, she may come to life. Now I'm in their yard with a shotgun and knife. Cut the screen. Went in and found the kid, blew a bowl of spaghetti in the side of his head, and the daddy was next running down the hall. I shredded his throat and he was quick to fall. Tossed a Mossberg and gripped the knife, started stabbing the shit out of his wife.
This is absolutely insane. This is the kind of music this fucker's listening to.
Went home a bloody mess with a job well done. Wash up, wait for my baby to come. I can't ignore you. Do anything for you, lady. I do adore you. In my room, tap tap, gonna piece of ass. I can't ignore you. In my room, do anything for you, lady. I do adore you. In my room, tap tap, gonna piece of ass. I waited 2 or 3 days, 4 days. tap, tap like always. I waited and hated this. I created a bloody mess. I waited 2 or 3 months, 4 months, waiting for the tap, tap just for once. I waited and hated this. I created a bloody mess. I waited 2 or 3 days, 4 days, waiting for the
This is blown my mind.
tap, tap like always. I waited and hated this. I created a bloody mess. I waited 2 or 3 months, 4 months, waiting for the tap, tap just.
Someone is at the video doorbell. 121J.
Once I waited and hated that. I created a bloody mess. I waited 2 or 3 days, 4 days, waiting for the tap, tap like always. I waited and hated this. I created a bloody mess. I waited 2 or 3 months, 4 months, waiting for the tap, tap just for once. I waited and hated this. I created a bloody mess.
Yeah, listen, I'm not a crackhead, man.
I beg to differ. That's fucking weird, that. Absolutely weird. Gives you a bit of an insight into this one, doesn't it?
Very consciously imitate the kind of statements and manner of speech that actual artists exhibit during interviews, as if mimicking the way they talk is an effective way to become famous himself. Anthropologically speaking, it's fascinating to see a guy act out what is tantamount to a cargo cult of these celebrities he follows in real time. A little while later, Chance publishes another video, this time apologizing for
No, it was Insane Clown Posse that this guy apparently loves.
having thrown the dog tags from his record label, Kill a Clown Sounds, into a lake.
When we did the whole thing with the dog tags, it's because we were pissed off. We didn't know what the hell to do. We were only doing like my mom wanted us to do. She came up with the idea to throw them into the lake, and at the time it seemed like a good idea. And honestly,
What? It sounded like a good idea.
we regret it, man.
Once again, I have to give some special attention to the cinematography. First off, if you pay close attention, the sad song from the ending of early Naruto episodes is playing in the background to accentuate the emotion of Cyrax's apology. Secondly, he also has Heather ominously hovering around in the background to back him up, probably because he thinks having his girlfriend present makes him look cooler and legitimizes the things he says. He also subtly blames Sally for giving him the idea of throwing the dog tags into the lake, as if he had no choice but to follow her advice. Not only does he neglect to mention why exactly they threw it in the first place, but he claims he's family with Eric and that he's the only reason they made it this far, despite the fact that Cyrax has not made it anywhere, let alone somewhere far from his starting point of literally living in his grandmother's basement. Chance nonchalantly moved on from the situation and resumed his typical posting, with gems such as his live stream wherein he schizophrenically plays the piano and calls it classical composition.
The fuck?
Mwah, beautiful.
Ha! This is a deep dive into Cyrax.
However, much later down the timeline, people decided to look further into Cyrax's departure from Scrubbelo's label, only to discover what he was actually dropped for.
I've known him for close to maybe 10 years. And to be honest with you, in the beginning I felt bad for the guy. And he was trying to be a DJ, and I'm like, okay, man, well, I mean, I kind of feel bad
That obviously wasn't ending well, was it?
for you. If you listen to my songs, you hear me shout out to Blade.
Yeah, he goes by Cyrax now.
Yeah, that was stolen from me. I was gonna release an album called The Cyrax Complex. He used to go by Virus, which was also stolen from me. I don't know, man. He stole like 10 of my songs.
Jesus Christ. He just steals everything, right?
Yeah.
Besides these events, 2013 was a remarkably vacant year for Cyrax, especially in regard to his social media activity. His Facebook has just a couple of posts. Apparently, after his departure from Kill a Clown Sounds, he was then a member of another music group called Redcon 1. The last honorable mention of 2013 is another police report of a fight which Sally called in, though it took place much later in the year and we have no way of discovering what it was about. In 2014, we have relatively few actual posts on his Facebook.
Absolutely insane.
But plenty of changes to his profile and background pictures, with doozies such as this Second Life character with some kind of lyrics to the side, and what seems to be a superhero character created by Chance called Red Phoenix. He also uses one of those free Yu-Gi-Oh card making websites to make cards for a bunch of new metal and emo bands. And while he continued to be associated with Redcon, he now titled himself as an anime illustrator and author for a series called Rinmaru Highlander, which doesn't exist. In one of his few archive posts from this time period, he claims to be an American soldier, which is something he adopted on account of his adoptive father, Gordon, as he was retired.
Why do they always claim shit like this, like being a soldier and shit like stolen valor? It's so easy to prove. It's so easy to prove.
Retired from being in the military. In May of that year, he began a new video series called Gamer Madness Monthly, which he never continues. In his first episode, he announces he will be working on a horror game called Possessions that will somehow simultaneously play like Resident Evil, Call of Duty, and Halo. In the same time frame, he posts another video complaining about the zero tolerance laws on fighting. I'm actually not sure what he's talking about.
One of the first people I did a deep dive on was a Walter Mitty. And also, I did a deep dive on somebody who was pretending to be a K9 police officer. That was like way back when I started on here.
But the gist of it is he's lecturing the then president Barack Obama on why the law needs to be changed so that
I don't know, Cardi, it should
people can defend themselves. I think this is a case of Cyrax trying to chime in on a political topic, but misinterpreting what he was trying to talk about. This is very rich, since were it not for the fact that he was so visibly challenged, Sally could have charged him with assault for trying to choke her out a couple of years prior. A few months of silence go by, and finally, we get to hear what Cyrax sounds like when he's rapping. As you can see from the cover, this was a song done in collaboration.
Oh God, brace your ears. Brace your ears.
With an unnamed third party in a group called Underground Assassins. And I'm guessing this other guy is responsible for the new metal screaming that shows up for a few seconds in the middle of the track. What's also noticeable is the creative liberties Cyrax takes, such as saying the gamer word every other line, sometimes more than once in a single line. Not that we should have a
Let's see how we can do with that penny one chart.
problem with that, considering Cyrax is from the hood and he does represent. His vocals seem sped up to fit in the track, which is strange because they still aren't anywhere in the vicinity of being on time. And it should also be noted that once again, this is
gonna sound horrific, isn't it?
It's all done over a Linkin Park beat. On the same day the track went up, Cyrax also uploaded the first episode of a new series called Underground Show, and surprising absolutely no one, it's the same as all of his other shows where he just kind of films himself with a handheld camera in a dark basement. Besides showing the art
Thank you, Terry and Charles.
pieces he had made out of what looks like plastic beads, he explains that his intention with this
Mods, pin people sending for the goals, please.
series in
And if you guys can follow those pin gifters.
particular is to review things from the 90s or even before, from TV shows to video games. A few days later, he dropped a cover of the Linkin Park song Burn It Down.
Miss Rabbit has fainted. Miss Rabbit has fainted again.
Thank you, Charmer.
Except he does grindcore type vocals instead of actually singing it. A Juggalo song
Jesus.
was uploaded as well, but the vocals don't sound like Chance and the beat sounds too normal to be one of his, but it is mysteriously pitched up, so maybe that's his contribution to the track. 2015 rolls around,
Appreciate you.
and the first half of the year is pretty much silent on his end, perhaps because in April of that year, Chance got involved in a physical altercation that resulted in him being slammed against a stop sign and
Slammed across a stop sign, absolutely not.
allegedly hurting his back so bad he required emergency services to pick him up. It's unknown whether he ended up spending time in a hospital due to his injuries, but getting beat up definitely deflated his ego.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, chat. I would kind of like to see him slammed against a stop sign. It seems like the best way to do it, to be honest. Didn't knock any sense into him, obviously.
As during this period, there are no talks about beating people up coming from Chance. In a Facebook post made months after, he resented the police for not catching and arresting the man who beat him, as well as claiming the incident misaligned his spine and caused him to live in a continuous state of pain, despite the doctors who checked him out saying nothing was broken. By October, he had once again
Spot on, Terry.
taken up the mantle of professional music producer, selling beats he had made for $1 a pop. Quite the steal. However, probably because none of the beats sold, he became quite upset and
That was wild.
considered giving up on music altogether, saying, "I hate to say this, but my work as a music artist is done. I know I'm gonna upset and piss a lot of you off, but the music world is not where I belong anymore. I don't have the talent I used to have, and I'm sorry for those of you who I'm going to upset with this post, but my future lies in doing my artwork. As of this moment, I am done with music for good. Again, I'm truly sorry for those of you I'm going to make mad and upset, but please try to understand my point." His grandmother chimed in to say that the reason he was upset was that he got judged for his music, but a much more likely explanation is that Chance has a very low attention span and doesn't seem capable of committing himself to something over a super long period of time. Proof of this is that he
This video seems like a lot. This video seems like a lot, innit?
doesn't even commit to giving up, as just a few months later, he was publicly considering remaking a previous album of his, which, by the way, doesn't seem like it was ever properly made in the first place.
Shadow Rebel presents Cybertronica. Fucking hell.
In November, he attempted to play League of Legends, only to discover that going AFK during a match gets you suspended. For Fortunately for him, his interest in League of Legends was still not enough to prevent him from somehow getting yet another girlfriend, a girl named May, though judging from her Facebook URL, that was probably just an avatar name. Onlookers are continually amazed by the fact that Cyrax is able to pull these girls, and honestly, I don't really know how he does it. I guess he just has Riz like that. After all, if we acknowledge his home state... Never mind. In November, Sally made 2 calls to the police to report a suspicious black vehicle parked outside their home, but there's no way of knowing what this was about. Meanwhile, Chance is up to his usual shenanigans as a little while later, a tragedy takes place in the city of Akron. A man named Zach Hussein is shot in a pizza parlor, prompting Chance to make a plethora of posts calling the man his brother and good friend, although there's no...
Oh my god. Imagine jumping on a story like this to try and make yourself seem like a good guy or whatever.
no evidence he even knew this guy.
I love that emoji, Amy. It's cheeky like you.
Most likely, Cyrax was trying to ride the coattails of the news, so much so that his way of mourning Mr. Hussein was to start making custom car designs in what looks like Second Life, with the guy's face and name
I bet he was bloody chuffed. He'd have been chuffed with that.
plastered all over them, no less. He went as far as to open a Facebook page called ZNC Customs, with the ZNC standing for Zach and Chance, and it's very likely there was no approval whatsoever for this to be done. And with this wonderful image as his profile picture, we close 2015 off as the calm before the storm. In January of 2016, he announced the creation of an anime-style punk metal band, and just a day later, he said he would be developing a video game for mobile devices. On the exact same day, he took it back in another post saying, "I have some saddening news. I know many of you were looking forward to me bringing back a few games, but due to the stress level of the
He's an absolute idiot, this one, eh?
programs, I am making them into a manga, which will be released within the next few months. I am deeply and terribly sorry for the upset this may cause for some of you, but I feel it
Yeah, it would deeply upset you not bringing out your video game, Christ.
as if making them into mangas will be much easier for me to do and less stressful. It's becoming needless to say, but neither the mobile games nor the mangas were ever made." Also on the same day, he puts up a post for the sale of a thumb drive for
Absolute fantasy.
$50 via PayPal, containing 40 custom art pieces, 10 custom 3D car designs, and 10 unreleased instrumentals of his. And if you want an idea of what these art pieces are, when they aren't stolen from other people, they are the product of presets and automated designs, such as these lovely vases he was showcasing a little while later. Likewise, the instrumentals he makes are all using software that automatically structures a beat. A few days later, he began selling custom anime art for $5. Presumably, when this manic period of hyperproductivity died down, Cyrax settled back into a melancholic, depressive state, as on February 7th, he mourns his absence of a girlfriend. A lolcow classic. Why can't I be
I should mourn that. Hey,
happy with a wonderful girl who loves me for me and won't hurt me or use me, then throw me away? All I want is to be happy. Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
To be happy with a girl who doesn't drink, smoke, or do any drugs, and will stand by my side no matter what? Is that really too much to ask for? The no...
I think the expression "beggars can't be choosers" is quite fitting right here, really, to be honest. Like, get where you can, pal. Get where you can. Because, let's face it, you know. But actually, it's got more options, apparently, than I do, so fucking hell.
Drinking, no drugs caveat is truly reminiscent of the GOAT Chris Chan's attraction sign, but the comments reveal that Cyrax is indeed a fake cell as a girl named...
What? A fake cell? What, fake in an incel? Who the hell wants to do that? Like...
Michelle Nicole Kingsbury says, "You are not single. I'm yours, ain't I? I thought I've been yours since like October." Cyrax thought it wise not to respond to these fake cell allegations though. Seriously now, it's almost as if he has a child's idea of what having a girlfriend means and is sufficiently pleased by just calling someone that and being done with it. So much so that he's even forgotten someone had actually agreed to be his girlfriend already. His businessman persona takes the wheel again, this time advertising...
What the hell is this? I will officially be selling pottery pieces. I could have never called this. I could have never called that this was going to happen. $5.50 for a small 10. This is ridiculous. And obviously TikTok, we're talking about what's on screen here. What the actual shit?
his pottery pieces with what looks to be poorly rendered
There's no way this fuck could make pottery like that.
3D Celtic
There's absolutely no way.
rune patterns. Once again, he didn't...
Chat, could he make that? Yes or no in the chat. Like, honestly, this is ridiculous. There's absolutely no way. Absolutely no way in hell he's making that.
Sell a single one, and I doubt that he could actually even get one of these vases made if someone was goofy enough to buy one from him. His mania dies down, and after
I gotta see who's buying it.
After complaining about not making any money with his art, blaming it on companies not giving him a chance, he decides to go after the people who are stealing his art and claiming it as their own. Well, this is ironic, considering that he's done this hundreds of times.
Don't forget to grab those heart maze, chat.
At this point, there's no evidence that anyone's stolen any of Cyrax's original artwork at all.
Who the fuck would? Who would? Unless they wanted to take the piss out of it.
If I were to guess, he saw someone complaining about being stolen from and decided to just do the same thing. Obviously, if this was a real concern about a real piece of artwork, he could just get it copyrighted. If Chris Chan managed to copyright Sonichu, there's no way
Oh god. As if.
Cyrax couldn't do the same thing with his art. In April, he opened a new record label called Metal Militia, which hosted his band Black Fire Lighthouse. The only problem is his band was just a screen
Black Fire Lighthouse. You just throw a load of random words together.
capture from the Flash game Punk-O-Matic.
Thank you, Yogi. Get pinned, popular gifters.
Didn't stop him from advertising for it using
Doing a Luke the Judge. Get pinned!
IMVU models though, and unfortunately, we are unable to hear any of their work at this moment.
Oh, that's a shame.
Lost media. A couple of weeks later, he went.
Miss Rabbit has fainted. Miss Rabbit has fainted again.
Thank you, thank you.
Once again starts talking about making a video game, but it turns out he just learned how to use Mugen, a fighting game template that allows you to easily add playable characters by downloading pre-made files and placing them in a folder in the program's directory. On his Facebook, he showed a computer-generated fight between the protagonist of Fatal Fury, Joe Higashi, and movie star Bruce Lee. Unfortunately, his primitive programming skills weren't impressing anybody, so he once again became melancholic, sharing his negative experience with relationships. Everyone wonders why people like me have trust issues when in a relationship. It's because when you're
Oh, shut up.
hurt, abused, and lied to so much, you don't know what to do, and half the time you want to end it, but don't want to be the bad guy in the end. It's not as simple as most think, especially when you truly love someone and they treat you really bad, yet you still give them everything in the hopes of them changing. Those who have hurt me may be the way I am today in relationships, and that is in no way my fault. And if you have trust issues in a relationship and are getting treated badly, you are in no way.
Do you know what I don't understand? When people like this share like every thought that pops into their brain, and then they get like one comment, or one like, or no interaction at all. Like, you're just shouting into the void at this point for sympathy.
At fault, and nor are you alone. A peer of Cyrax's commented, saying, "Same, I have 3 dads." It's unknown if Chance is referring to a specific ex-girlfriend of his in this post, but as we'll learn later on, if anyone's abusive in his relationships, it's probably him. After getting over this slump, he's back to using online software meant for kids to make what he calls artwork. This time, he generates cards for other artists, but also one for his fans, so that they can get early access to all of his music and art. In May, he claims he lost a friendship with a girl due to the machinations of an online hacker by the name of Chuck Stiegel, someone who he alleges has been harassing and hacking him for years. In a way, Chuck was Cyrax's first troll and first
Why do these people always have mad names? Thank you for the heart, mate.
log at the same
Why do they always have mad names?
time, and since he will reappear later on, it's good to get his introduction out of the way. For those who don't know, an A-log is a
Guys, if you're not following as well, make sure you are.
troll who is ultimately more ridiculous than the person they're going after. But how can someone be more ridiculous than Cyrax, you may ask? Well, how about a self-proclaimed vampire who says things like this and claims to be a conservative Christian while publicly cross-dressing online? Oh, and if that's insufficient, he's also the author of the cult classic Retarded Goth Jerking Off While Crying. His
Jesus Christ. Oh, hell. Are we enjoying this chat? Are we enjoying these reactions? Let's do a little. If you're enjoying the reactions, can we drop a smiley face in the poll, guys? Let's go.
relationship with Cyrax began in 2013 when, according to the archivists, they, along with a third friend called Billy Thayer, tried their hand at being a band, but it instantly fell apart as all of
I would have loved to have heard that back.
Cyrax's creative endeavors do. We know this not because of Chance's troll following, because at the time he was unknown. It was Chuck's troll following, which preceded Cyrax's by a very long time, that preserved these pieces of info. While they were much smaller in comparison to what Cyrax eventually amassed, they were enough to, through the word of mouth, tell the tale of how Chuck tried to set Cyrax up with another girl while he was engaged to Heather to try and break them up.
Yes, Terry, thank
When this
you.
failed, Chuck sent Heather nude photos of himself to try and
Oh, God.
seduce her, and when Cyrax found out, they had a falling out, and Chuck continued to harass Cyrax by hacking into his accounts. This retelling, which happens to be the earliest one online, places the breakdown of their friendship at 2013. A later retelling, which Chuck himself corroborates, places it at 2015 and claims that Chuck decided to cut ties with Chance after discovering
is wild.
That he'd been exchanging inappropriate messages with a 16-year-old. The thing is, how could this be possible if Chuck hadn't already been hacking into Cyrex's accounts? Chuck is from Florida.
Oh shit. I'm okay, Bobby Bear. How are you?
While Cyrax is from Ohio, so there's no chance Chuck was using one of Chance's devices and randomly stumbled on the messages. The most likely story, especially since hindsight is 2020, and we later discover that Chance does indeed have proclivities toward inappropriate interactions, is that discovering Cyrax's messages just gave Chuck pretext for what he was already doing. Before we get back into the main story, it's noteworthy to point out that their aforementioned mutual friend, Billy Thayer, met Chuck in a residential mental health program before they left to live on the streets. Eventually, Chuck managed to pay for a room in a boarding house, which they shared. Upon discovering
Another one. They all attract each other, don't they? Thank you, Bobby.
his existence and immediately noticing he was an odd fellow who bore somewhat of a resemblance to Daniel Larson, the trolls took an interest. At the point this happened, Billy had fallen out with Chuck due to the latter having accused him of possessing
Like all these absolute wrong-uns just seem to attract one another, don't they?
CP, so the method of getting Billy to talk was creating...
I know, that's why my glasses are down here on my face, because for those of you who don't know, I smashed my face open. And nobody has set up a GoFundMe, which I think is absolutely insensitive. Alright? The doctor was like, has your nose been bent or anything? I was like, no, it's always been huge and flat. Thank you very much. Fortunately. But it feels itchy. But the doctor was saying that it will feel itchy or something while it's healing or something. It's irritating the hell out of me. I was like, no, unfortunately, my nose has already looked like that. Sorry.
A Discord server and pretending to be a secret government agency created with the sole purpose of investigating Chuck Stiegel. This yielded a lot of results.
I also had a random crackhead ask me if I could give him a lift to Peter Lee. You know, it's it's always fun in A&E. It's always fun in A&E. A guy had had his head kicked in and Peter Lee had been brought in. He was annoyed. He said 100 comments, thank you so much, Bobby. He had his head kicked in and Peter Lee had been brought in an ambulance. He'd been in 9 hours. He had to have like CT scans and all sorts of shit like that. And he was complaining because after waiting in there for 9 hours, they wouldn't get him a lift. They wouldn't get him a lift home. So then he asked me, did I know any taxi numbers from Sunderland? And I said, well, I'll search them up on my phone. He then showed me that he had basically what looked like a burner phone. He was like, I can't search anything up on here like me. And then I said, oh, I never use taxis, like I drive. And he went, oh dear, where do you live like? Like, saying, are you taking the piss? Yeah, do you think for 1 second you're getting in my car, you random crackhead? Do you know? Just had your head kicked in, and from the story you were telling some other chav in A&E, it sounded like you fucking deserved it. So yeah. But it's like people complaining about them, and the NHS are stretched, and they're just trying to do their job and thoroughly check on the guy. Because you got your head kicked in doesn't give you the, what is it, like the right to get a taxi or something. It's wild, isn't it? Happy Tuesday indeed, Angie.
Certainly much more than initially expected.
Absolutely wild.
The most significant of which are archived in one of the main hubs for Cyrax trolling, Masshole Mafia. It seems that Billy not only believed he was a Crip, a martial artist, and an experienced military man who went on multiple tours in the Middle East in the early 2000s, being decorated with a Purple Heart, among other medals. Though it's unknown if any of Billy's spiel has any truth to it, what is known for a fact is that his social media is full of posts like this one.
Oh my god. This is insane. I'm not going to read this movie.
As the trolls discovered that Chuck's accusations had some weight to them, they decided to catfish Billy, pretending to be a single mom with a 4-year-old daughter. By doing this, they successfully convinced Billy to concede remote access to his accounts, and what was found was shocking. The extent of...
Oh, hell no.
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job. But was you panicking when you...
to the no.
What I can show from their findings is very limited, but rest assured you're not missing out on anything worth seeing. Let's just... Say Billy Thayer should move to Florida. The FBI and LAPD were informed of Billy's online dealings, and the trolls had a field day by having Billy do things like dunk his head into a toilet and flush. While he seemed intent on killing Chuck for having exposed him, he eventually defaulted into just trying to get a single mom to move into the boarding house he was living in.
This video is for my little princess. Just so you know.
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job. But was you panicking when you...
They're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. They're everywhere.
Calm down. Daddy love you.
Eventually, this sting operation culminated in a phone call with Billy in which he incriminated himself.
The truth is that we found you.
That is a mother and daughter picture, and he posted saying that's what earns him on.
Because of your association with Chuck. And we checked your Facebook page and we saw a picture of a woman and a young girl kissing, and you said that it turned you on. And it was a very young girl, Billy, very, very young. So we hypothesized that you were probably a pedophile, which you are, because I posed as a single mother with a 4-year-old daughter that is not real, and you messaged me.
Exactly, Terry. 100% right.
Telling me that you wanted to stay home with this made-up child to molest her all day. So I got your personal information. I called Kissimmee police. I turned you in, and I'm going to make a video and put it on YouTube exposing you for the 41-year-old creep that you...
Jesus Christ. I mean, obviously I do deep dives, but I also watch other content creators who are obviously a lot larger than I am on YouTube who do deep dives as well and cover all these random people. We watched one the other day, and then Cyrax was featured in it briefly, and everyone was like, we should find one about him. So whoever made that suggestion, it's on them.
You are that wants to fuck 4-year-olds.
I'm not what you think I am. I was testing you.
You were testing me. You were testing me to see
What the fuck? That's a terrible defense.
if I'm okay with pedophiles like you or not, because I'm not.
I'm not like that. I was testing you. That's all.
No, this is a mental defense.
Why? Because I even looked into it in his notes.
Was it you, Fred?
Right, because it was actually a 40-year-old woman pretending to be a child to bait you, and you tried to have sex with what you thought was a child. And then...
Oh, hell.
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job. But was you panicking when you...
They never have a job, let's face it.
And, even worse, you tried to make a plan to have a single mom move down to Florida, buy you a house, because you're unemployable, Billy. You can't hold a job or support yourself.
Hey, Carrot, welcome to hell.
I work at SeaWorld.
No, you said that you left...
Guys, do me a favour, if you haven't already, just hold the screen, hit repost. If you're watching and you're not following, grab a follow. And if you can, drop a heart. I'll give you 2 seconds to catch up on all that. If you've done a repost, put done in the chat. This is absolutely insane. I do want to try and see if we can watch this whole video. But it might take a while. We might have to do it in 2 parts because it's like nearly a 2-hour-long video. Thank you, chat. Thank you very much. There's a smashing it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Fred's fault, everyone. It's Fred's fault. We're watching this. It's Fred's fault.
SeaWorld, and you're not going to work at SeaWorld for very much longer because we called them too and let them know.
SeaWorld? Well, I don't like SeaWorld either. Fuck SeaWorld.
That you're a pedophile and you shouldn't be around children.
I keep forgetting we need to watch that YouTube video about... There's like not a gated community. I don't think it's gated. But it's like a caravan park, and it's full of paedophiles and sex offenders. They all live together. And this guy went in interviewing them and stuff. I keep meaning to show you that YouTube video because it's absolutely wild and I keep forgetting about it.
Children, because you have fantasies about molesting 4-year-old girls.
Well, I got news for you. I'm going to work tomorrow.
Alright, well, I'm sure your manager
Afternoon.
is going to have a lot to say to you tomorrow.
The fact Billy was working at SeaWorld is horrifying to say the least. All this goes to show...
No, it's not in the UK, it's in the USA. Because the thing is, in the USA as well, you can just Google somebody and find out whether they're a sex offender or paedophile. Whereas in the UK, they're quite protected, really. Yeah, he did, emotionally unavailable. We watched that on Twitch a while ago.
What kind of company Cyrax was attracting. Honestly, with this in mind, dating
It should be like that.
Juggalettes isn't half bad. Unfortunately, both Chuck and Cyrax were eventually faced with similar accusations with differing degrees of severity, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Back to the man of the hour, Chance Wilkins. He apparently...
Oh shit.
Apparently dropped a book called Soul Census, but unfortunately we don't.
So am I right in thinking, chat, that guy was trying to expose him, but then that guy was exposed for being a snonce? That's what just happened in this section of the video, isn't it? It's kind of blowing my fucking mind.
Have access to
Nonsense trying to expose nonsense.
its contents. After designing a few more cars, Cyrax decided to move on to bigger and better, high-powered war mechs. It's interesting how he goes into detail about the kind of weapons and defense mechanisms it has, as if it were or possibly could be real, much like a kid would. He then designs some of the most revolutionary-looking footwear of all time. That being said, critics found his revolutionary design somewhat controversial, to which he said, "To all my haters, sticks and stones could never shake my tone, so I'm thinking your words haven't got a hope." Based. He announces his new music project, Urban Warfare, but quickly devolves back into his lonely persona as he makes a post
Guys, do me a favor, hit anything in the next poll.
featuring an image of Rurouni Kenshin hugging his girl with the caption, "This is what I want, a beautiful girl who treats me right and won't abuse or hurt me. Is that too much to ask for? Is it too much for me to
What an absolute victim.
ask to be happy for once in my life? So what if I don't look the best? That shouldn't matter. What should matter is how the other
Hey, borderline.
one is treated." He then specifies 25 CD pre-orders will constitute Urban Warfare's rollout, and I'm not sure why that's the number he picked, but that is it. After showing his brand spanking new IMVU avatar for Shadowblade, he drops a rant on how the music industry and record labels are exploitative and unfair, despite never having actually been signed to a record label. He then reposted said rant 3 times, I guess because he was unhappy with the little traction the first post got. Overall, 2016 was a positive
You just hit anything, Julie.
year for Cyrax, perhaps the last one of them. Apparently, not only did he once again enter a relationship, he started a job at a new place called Miracle Riders, though this might be just yet another iteration of his fake Second Life
It will be.
car business. Most importantly, 2016 was a year with no police reports from the Cyrax household. The same cannot be said for 2017. January is kicked off with a
Oh, it's gonna go off.
plethora of new live stream VODs going up on his Facebook account, most of which
Thank you for the heart.
contain the usual we've come to expect from Cyrax. At this point, he's also convinced himself he knows how to play the guitar. And his superb production skills also make a reappearance.
Oh, yo, I gotta make sure I can add people to this.
After thinking about
I think Mr. UK TikTok actually might be a better rapper.
life, Chance begins to work on a music documentary and enters another relationship, while his live streams are forced to go on a brief hiatus due to someone reporting him. His banning and subsequent return are the primers that kick off what his trolls have come to call the living room saga, where he was frequently recording himself doing his routine not in his bedroom, but in the middle of Sally's living room. On the first day of February, he released a new dubstep track.
Oh, Christ. This is going to be rough. Ha! The fuck that? I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.
That's why I said throw your shades on there. This is fucking fire, dude.
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job. But what's
It's really a testament to his intellect and awareness that he's dropping dubstep tracks in 2017. Or maybe he's just got swag. For some unexplainable reason, in a lot of these live streams, he wears these motorcycles.
I love that username, you know, Sharp Bit.
It's really a testament to his intellect and awareness that he's dropping dubstep tracks in 2017. Or maybe he's just got swag. For some unexplainable reason, in a lot of these live streams, he wears these motorcycle glasses on his head. I guess because he thinks it's cool and cybergoth. Which, make no mistake, it is. He then made a new band with his friend called Hallow Injection, with some wonderful cover art to go with it. He drops another song,
Hallow Injection.
this one with a feature from a friend of his, though it appears he misplaced his friend's verse on the beat, then moved
The Nut House first official EP song demo. I like that it's called The Nut House. I made it
moves on to working on his new EP called Nut House. Since his music endeavors weren't working out, he offered his services as a dog sitter or babysitter before
Oh, off. I wouldn't trust this to watch a packet of crisps.
going back to selling beats, this time for 50 cents each.
A dog sitter or a babysitter? Fuck hell. Is a literal wronging?
He also started a radio show and even hosted a concert
Ha! Honestly, why are these people allowed to be on the
to fight
internet?
racism, all while working on a video game style movie and his first ever all rap album. Unlike many of his other albums and songs, this album is still up and very accessible. This is
Oh, shut up. Should we? Should we have a look? Oh, should you now? I think we should. We're in too deep now. We're in too deep. We are in too deep. Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade between the lines. Okay, now.
Party, you're fucking with people's lives here, you sick fuck.
Did I type that in the wrong place? Shadow Blade between the... Oh, I don't know if I can find it, like. I think it might have been taken down. Oh no, wait a minute, I typed the wrong thing. Why can I not bloody type? I can't seem to find it. Shadow... Oh, wait a minute, they've spelled blade wrong. Of course they've spelled blade wrong. For A-Y-D. Oh, Christ. Guys, if you're not following, make sure to grab a quick little follow. Oh my god, I found it. I found it. Between the Lines full album. Oh my god, there's a full album, mate. It's 10 songs. It's 10 songs long. Why can't I? One sec. There you go. Are you ready? Are you ready, chat? If you can... If you complete my goal, I'll stop playing it to you. No. what kind of bloody blackmail is that? It might be fire. It might be fire, you never know. It could be amazing. This song's called By My Side.
Just one more chance, that's all I took to realize that I was wrong.
Who's singing?
And all of those words you said
This has got to have been created with AI.
were lies. And I won't run, no, I won't hide. Please don't
This was 9 years ago. Who the hell was
go,
this?
I want you by my side. I fell deep, and all that I did was...
No, it was uploaded 9 years ago, so it can't be AI.
Yeah, I will carry on for the both of us. Bring things back to the way it was. I will never stop loving you as long as you are by my side. Once again, I'll carry on.
Oh, the drop in quality was huge.
Bring things back, make things the way they were. I miss your hugs, I miss your touch, I miss everything about us. The way we used to hold hands, walking in the park every day. Yeah, that was us, that was love. This is what we were meant to be. Nothing one else, you and me, no one else. Come.
Next song, Between the Lines. I've no idea, Julie. Stop, the goal's right there. Like, where's he getting this part of the music?
Yeah. Read between the lines, it's just me and you. Every single day, just me and you. Gotta get out of this place, let's get away from here.
Right, I tell you what, get to 50k likes and I'll stop playing this shit. That's more fair, isn't it? That's more fair.
And out onto the open
Get top
road, just me and you. No one else telling us where to go or what to do.
The next song is called Losing My Mind, which I might have lost my mind.
Can you hear me?
rescue me from the darkness of my mind. The way you hurt me and making me abuse me and always fucked with me. The hurt you put me through, the darkness that you throw into is not like anything I've ever.
I wonder if AI could work these lyrics out. 1 second. So if I have the full album thingy, I want to know what. Oh God! I want to know what. I want to know what these lyrics say. 1 second. Can you write out the male's lyrics, please? Alright, let's see what they've got. Let's see what they've got. Oh, for fuck's sake. We'll go with Losing My Mind. We'll go with that song, right? It couldn't do it for the full album. It's too much of an ask. I mean, to be fair, like, this could be the reason that AI rises up and gets us, because of me asking it to do this. Do you know what I mean? Hey guys, thank you for dropping in and dropping those heart moves. Thank you. What are the lyrics going to be for this? I think AI's doing it, you know. Oh, here we go. Someone rescue me. So these are the lyrics. And these are wild lyrics, like, I'm not going to lie. Someone rescue me from the darkness of my mind. The way you hurt me, then you abuse me. You always you hurt me. You put me through the darkness that you throw into. Not like anything I've ever felt before. I just want to be free from the hate, the torture and the hurt. Because of you, I have been mentally abused. Nothing you can ever do will make things right again. Because of you, I'm broken. These are the lyrics that this fucking nutter wrote. The bridge, I am hurt and no one to turn to except the voices in my head. Christ almighty. Yeah. We'll leave that alone for now. We'll leave that
This is the
alone.
cover for it, and this is how it sounds.
Every single day to watch my best friends die. Every day just to protect my life. Yeah, you.
But Cyrex's disappointments with the music industry resurfaced. First, he alleged that someone stole a car design from him and submitted it to the Power Rangers film from 2017. It got accepted, and they took credit for it. It doesn't seem like he ever names the person who supposedly did this, so we can probably chalk it up as just another.
They do sound like the words from his diary, don't they? That's why the man should be on a watch list.
Another instance of chance completely hallucinating life events that didn't happen. Next, he claimed a record label wouldn't sign him because he was too ugly and pretended he'd been crying for hours about it before dropping a song called F the Industry, targeted at said record label, which he does not name at any point in time. It's also in February that he drops possibly one of the best pieces of avant-garde comedy ever witnessed by man.
Oh. Nobody here.
What the fuck?
Oh. Where am I? Hey, what the hell? Wait, what? Dude. Who are you? Who are you? I asked you first. Oh, let's fight. Come on.
What the hell is going on? Thank you, Davo.
In March, he gives up on releasing one of his albums because doing so officially would cost $20. He then opens a store for Shadowblade merch and fakes a newsletter.
If you're wondering how much it costs to make a fire album like that.
Letter from the mobile game Vainglory, where he's described as one of the top 2 players in North America. In a video posted to his Facebook, he claims he made it and announces he'll be doing a concert in Chicago, and then 2 days later he goes on a hiatus. It seems he joined another label in the meantime, Outcast Records, to release his long-awaited return to the rap game.
This is wild, this is absolutely wild.
Rebirth, after a couple of weeks or so of not posting any tracks and just busying himself with online drifting games. Oh, and he got another girlfriend named Tiny, who was obviously a catfish. Eventually, he did do a concert, if we can call it that, which consisted of him performing his songs in his usual living room setting. His next creative pivot is to make a series for YouTube about zombies called Dead Adventures, and after many instances of Chance comparing his relationship with Miss Tiny to Naruto and Hinata, they break up, supposedly because of Tiffany, which is Tiny's real name, saying something to her special needs aunt that Cyrax wasn't okay with.
But what she said to her aunt is beyond fucked up. She told her aunt to shut the fuck up, stop asking questions, and to quit playing with the curtains before she...
Quit playing with the curtains. Do you know what I mean? I keep thinking that I won't hear something that's going to take me by surprise. And then I hear shit like this. She went too far. She told her to stop playing with the curtains.
Smacks the living shit out of her.
Due to his history of twisting the truth to make himself look better, there's no telling if there's any truth to the statement here. It didn't seem like the breakup shook him too badly, considering just a while later, he was dropping more banger Facebook posts such as, "My team knows about this. When you're a boss and grab that last can of NOS that the store has in stock." Soon after, he got together with yet another girl, who according to Cyrax was his high school sweetheart. Moving increasingly farther away from music, he returned to his knack for game programming, apparently to make a game called Fantasia Order of the Moon. And I can only assume he's going to use RPG Maker to do so. Later on, he announces he'll be taking a voice acting role in a game, as opposed to taking on the...
His voice is horrific. Whether he's singing or speaking, why the f*** would they want him in a voice? Is he going to be Gollum? I mean, to be fair, even Gollum spoke better than
role of the programmer, but neither of these things ever materialize. He returns to music instead to tease his new album, OCR Princess Farewell Tink Tank, which is probably the most deranged title so far. At some point, he either broke up with his high school sweetheart, or she has more than one name, as on June 6th, he claims that unnamed people are trying to break him up with his girlfriend, Betty. He seems to become increasingly...
1 second. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is this restriction again without having clear engagement. Chat, do you feel engaged? Am I engaging? Am I engaging with you, you mad bastards? Right, I feel like I am. I feel like I definitely am. What is our clear objective? To enjoy ourselves? Because according to TikTok, yeah, we're not given it clear objectives. I have no idea why. It's honestly, it's losing its marbles. I don't know whether, like, it keeps glitching. It's been doing it for ages. It's pissing me right off.
Increasingly upset and frustrated in general, which leads to his efforts towards music noticeably decreasing. After re-releasing his old album, Darkness to Light, he considers quitting music altogether, saying, "To be honest, these last couple of days, I've been contemplating quitting music because record labels don't know..."
Please do. If you're contemplating leaving music after what I've seen, I encourage you to do it. Basically, the clear objective TikTok wants me to give you is around sending... That's what I think it means. I'm really confused. Because it wants to suspend if you do stuff, but then it's telling me about objectives. And I don't know what other objective TikTok work with. Do you know what I mean?
How to shut their mouths about me, and refuse to stop bashing on me all because of my physical appearances. Do I want to quit? No, but how can I make a living if they won't stop bashing on me and give me a fair chance?
I'm too loud. F*** off.
To show them what I can do.
Yeah, Jigglypuff, just hang around, man. Just chill with us, and when they come back on, you can.
Many others believe I should be signed, but it's hard to get signed when record labels constantly tear you down and bash on you. He makes yet another live stream complaining about how the only reason he doesn't get signed and make it in the music industry is because of his looks, and follows it up by retiring the name Shadowblade so that he can start anew. Right around this time, Linkin Park vocalist Chester Bennington tragically passes away, and despite knowing very little about what actually happened, he didn't hesitate to chime in and act as if his death had something to do with bullying.
As if.
His way of paying tribute to Chester was to release...
It's like the way these people always twist the situation to be around and about them. Do you know what I mean?
A Linkin Park...
Yeah, let's get some blue hearts in the chat for Chester, yeah?
Mashup dubstep album. It doesn't seem like this project ever came to fruition, and his frustration and rage kept building up until it hit a fever pitch. On the 24th of July, he made another rant on labels, and an ego-driven psychosis was replacing the usual self-victimizing tone in his rants. It read, "To every label out there talking shit, I want you to know, yes, I may lose these battles, but in the end, this war I will win, and I won't stop or back down. You guys think you can touch me? Well, guess what? You were wrong. There's a reason they call me demigod. I can't be touched by your negativity or your bullshit. So just know this, in the end, I will win this war and make it in the music industry and shut you all up for good." What's shocking is that this was actually prior to him being discovered by trolls whatsoever. Even without any opposition, Cyrax was deadlocked in a war with no one but himself, and it somehow looked like he was losing. A day later, he publicly
Shocking, Hope, shocking. You know, people always tell me to find it. Oh, God.
He pondered retiring from music altogether, but he proceeded to delve into his lonely state after breaking up once again. In his post about it, he complains that no girl
Do you think these are actually relationships or not? Because he seems to be going through women pretty quickly.
is cool with him living in his mom's house to take care of her. After disappointment in his music career, his new dream is to be a professional drift racer, and the only thing stopping him from doing so is his lack of a driver's license. You see, this is how life kept things fair. Chris Chan couldn't get a girlfriend but had a driver's license, while Cyrax was the exact opposite. The reason he gave for losing his passion for making music was Chester's passing, and his new interests were making art books and calendars. August starts out in an interesting way, with Cyrax telling a story about how his good friend Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger, was almost killed by
His good friend, the Green Power Ranger. Shut up. Honestly, these people, man.
someone who went to Comic-Con with 4 pistols intending to assassinate him.
Jesus. Things are escalating all over the shop.
There are many far-fetched stories in Cyrax's history, but this one is possibly the most
apparently we were engaged. The appeal has been lifted. If you wanted to grab those heart knees. Hey, Millie.
difficult to understand. There's no telling if he ever met Jason David Frank in his life, nor is there an apparent reason for him to lie about this. Of all the people to claim you're friends with, why the Green Power Ranger? While the story about the guy with 4 guns at Comic-Con is verifiably true since many third parties have reported it, I can't make out why Cyrax is particularly interested. Chance's behavior patterns were becoming increasingly explicit with every mood swing and episode. He repeatedly told his life
Is this Cyrax person still on the internet? Posting videos, places.
story to make people feel sorry for him while cyclically announcing new albums and
I've seen him loosely being covered, but I don't know.
new retirements to try and get
Thank you for those gifts there, Crystal. Thank you.
people to ask him not to retire.
Let's follow our pinned guys.
Another recurrent theme is him accusing people of hacking him whenever he was caught doing something unseemly. For example, on August 16th, he accuses Tiffany of hacking him and making it look like he was cheating on his then girlfriend,
Of course he is. Jesus Christ, of course he
Abby,
is.
even making a video to bring the point home. All of this while starting livestream after livestream, wherein he rubbed his head and picked things off of his lips. On the 20th of August, a strange police report is made when one of Chance's neighbors decides to call for a welfare check after Chance's ex-boyfriend apparently threatened Sally over the phone. I'm not sure what to make of this or what it's supposed to mean, but it sure looks like what I said. Besides his extensive use of what appears to be a rap battle app, which he claims is where he now releases his song.
Oh, God. Please. Jesus Christ. Millie, thank you so much. Thank you. Please, for the love of God, do not show the rap battles, for fuck's sake. I can't take it, especially after that bloody shock. Make sure to pin Millie and make sure you guys are following her lovely chilled out room she has when she has her lives.
Through. Not much happens during the following period. Besides complaining about the lookism of record labels, he now lumps in promoters as being to blame for his lack of success. While not mentioning having
Thank you, Kaz.
broken up with Abby, he starts posting things as if he was now single and looking for someone. What might have been happening is
Does anyone know anyone
that
in wherever who is single? Because to be honest, I need a change in my life.
on Facebook, there's this feature that allows you to select people whom you don't want seeing your posts, and Chance was using this as a way to cheat.
Maybe I should put that on my Facebook right now.
in plain sight, I guess. He then
Kaz, thank you for smashing that goal there. I can see that.
holds a meet and greet in Akron for his fan base to congregate and meet up with him so he can give them autographs. Funnily enough, it looks like he didn't show up for his own event. After looking for metal bands in Akron to be the vocalist of and failing, he tries his hand at selling digitally traced and filtered stock images
The fuck is that?
as if they were original artwork. More and more, I'm thinking that his incessant complaints
He keeps trying to come up with grifts that make no sense. Oh, Kaz, thank you so much. Thank you. Make sure we get Kaz a pin there. Thank you so much for completing that.
about people stealing his art are as a result of people pointing out that his art is identical to all of these already existing stock images. So he resorts to claiming they're the ones copying his stuff. He grew increasingly shameless
Nah, that's nuts, that, man. That's nuts.
about what kind of art he claimed was his own. For example, this one. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of foot fetish fan art. Meanwhile,
Oh, no.
well, this is just a
You do, we don't kink shame here, but like, Jesus.
famous picture of Audrey Hepburn he was convinced he could pawn off for $40. He even made
Imagine just taking a, like, screenshot of Google of a celebrity and then trying to sell that for 40 quid.
up some lore to go with his lies, talking about how rich brats were removing his watermarks with Photoshop and making money off of it. Never, not even once, does he actually even name anyone that's supposedly doing this. On September 12th, he decided to hold a memorial for not 9/11, but 9/11, which I guess is September 1st, 2001. Never forget. The Facebook post he made about it had attached to it images of the car he designed in his drifting game, emblazoned with an American flag and 911 on the hood. I'm pretty sure the 911 logo in-game
This is wild. Absolutely wild.
is supposed to designate a police car, but what matters is the intent. A day later, he drops a heavier cover of Evanescence's song Going Under. From the middle to the end of the month, he begins to tease potentially retiring again due to his computer
Every time he mentions a new song, I get terrified. I get absolutely terrified. Sorry, one sec. I get absolutely terrified that he's going to play the song.
being broken, rendering him unable to produce any artwork. As October starts, we can assume he's been kicked off one of the hundreds of bands he's joined, despite having no discernible skills as a music artist, because he makes a post complaining about people not being serious about their music and wanting to be like other bands instead of being original. I personally take this to mean that his offbeat Benadryl
You do not, Millie. Message me, I'll send you the link later on Insta.
flows weren't his bandmate's cup of tea. In order to give himself an air of importance, he follows it up with another post blatantly lying. Sitting here in tears and I'm on the verge of quitting music for good because I just got told in an
Be your new favourite rapper.
email by the head A&R for Warner Brothers Records that if I were a pro in music, no one would want to remember me or my music because I don't look like all the others who are successful, and because I don't follow trends or anything like the huge successful ones do. This is what I face every fucking day of my life is like
Oh, it's so hard for him, chat. It's so hard.
this. A day later, in order to get some engagement his way, he dedicates another car design to the LGBTQ community in the wake of then President Trump's ban on transgenders being in the military. For some odd reason, Cyrex thought that a Roman Empire looking flag on the hood matched the rainbow flag
I mean, hey.
design that it had on its side. In a stunning turn of events, he found himself a new girlfriend, Maria, before he even broke up with Abby, which seems to have taken place 2 days later. In his post about the breakup, he mentions that he has no idea why her parents disapproved of him as a boyfriend for her daughter, though I think it may have been him publicly posting about his relationship with other girls, assuming this girl is even real to begin with. In a post in which he asked for help related to Social Security, it's revealed in the comments that a female acquaintance of his, potentially Abby since we know her to be disabled to some extent, is under threat of having her supplemental security income taken away, and it's a possibility that she might get kicked out of her home and have all of her contact with the outside world cut off. Because of his experience with Abby, Chance grew more comfortable with the concept of being special needs himself. As we can see, near the end of October, he started to call himself a special needs artist and was considering making a YouTube docuseries about what it's like. Ultimately, this didn't pan out, and he gave up on music to pursue a career as a digital artist and painter.
He's all late. He's disappeared now. We're just reacting to deep dives. I suppose when you think about it, he who dares wins, huh?
A little while after, on Halloween, he posts a poem
And also, he's still posted online, I think.
about PT
unfortunately.
PSD, which seems to be written by him since there's a lot of odd syntax going on, and the rhymes are something straight out of Dr. Seuss. But it seems this time, Chance made the effort of putting the thing through a basic grammar check. Somehow, after retiring from music to pursue a career as a visual artist, he became successful as an author. As a post of his laments the lack of someone to celebrate his success with. Despite no longer being a musician, he dedicates a song of his to the military.
You guys have my full respect, not only as an army brat, but as a civilian.
He then publishes more poems about
Jesus Christ.
samurais and other things that look a lot like they're not his, and proceeds to become a
Chat, let's see if we can get those taps up to 40k likes. I'm just going to go and grab myself a drink. I'll just leave a song on for you guys. I'll be back 1 second. I'm just going to go grab.
All of times have come here, but now they're gone. Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind, the sun, or the rain. We can be like they are. Come on, baby, don't feel the reaper. Baby, take my hand, don't feel the reaper. We'll be able to fly. Baby, I'm your man. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Right, let's get back into it. Merlin's having me life.
a professional photographer. As he grows stir-crazy and mad from not having a computer to play around on all day, quietly returns to making pottery, though I should specify that it is micro-pottery. That's right, vases that are just 5 to 10 centimeters tall. I don't really know what led to this development, but I think he must have found some vase designing app on his phone that allowed him to simulate how much it would cost to make them. He claims to have sculpted and painted them by hand when they are visibly in a 3D program. He then makes a post complaining about how other people have it easy and he doesn't, despite being unemployed and living for free, making 2
Christ.
16.mp3 tier music all day. Poetically, his next post is about how good he is at playing GameCube. Finally, his fury scabs over, and he decides to quit his artistic aspirations to become an assassin. One man by the name of Hunter makes the terrible mistake of commenting under Cyrex's post, saying this: "I don't mean to be the asshole here in this situation, but your whole argument could be used against you. Besides that, I could be a bigger asshole and say you're bitching about others bitching. My point here is listen to yourself and people you care about and block out the annoyances, otherwise they'll drag you down and make you one of them." Little did Hunter know, Chance was not the one to take constructive criticism lying down, and his immediate response was to express himself via his music.
I seen your little comment, dude. And you know what? I got something for your rap. Yo, I see you looking like a little mother. Acting like you're a mother. Stop me, dude.
Eventually, he came around to address what Hunter, along with many other people, told him, which was that he should just let go of being mad and move on. This was Cyrex's
This is absolutely wild, like, this is absolutely wild.
brilliant response.
See, I get what you're saying, that I don't need to listen to people. And I'll admit, you know, you're right about that to a certain extent. But what you fail to realize is what I deal with every day. You see, I'm not like you. I can't just up and walk away from it all whenever the I feel like. I can't do that. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I can't. Because unlike you, I'll go through a lot more than you could ever imagine, boy. Unlike you, I was...
No, it is
I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job. But was you panicking when you...
Sorry, chat. The car's in the garage on Thursday, and they're asking me to do some online check-in or something. I have no clue what I'm doing.
One of one kidney, 1.5 functioning lungs. I was born 1 pound 12 ounces of was not supposed to live. Every fucking day, I face death in the face and say, "F you."
Well, what a shame. What a shame you seem to be winning that battle.
Initially, you could almost feel sorry for a guy being this screwed up from the get-go, but seeing how much he uses this for an excuse for his poor behavior and to self-aggrandize, the pity wears off pretty quickly. If that minute or so was enough to be slightly annoying, let me tell you that the original live stream that clip came from is 40 minutes long, and Cyrax just repeats himself for the entirety of it. To make things worse, he releases multiple nearly hour-long streams right after about the same guy. This just shows how easily trollable Chance was. All it took was a few meager comments and he was bent out of shape and responding for days on end. After finally getting over Hunter, he goes back to blatantly lying for no reason. I am officially pissed at myself.
This is insane. Listen to this.
I was playing World Series Poker Tournament on my Kindle for real cash, and I f***ed up on the last round on my last move and lost a shot at the prize of $125 million. I'd be officially pissed at myself too. Nearing the end of November, he finally gets a new computer to do his stream.
Absolutely insane.
On and changes his name to Virus. Very cool. His comeback to making music included becoming the co-founder of a record label called Bloodshot Records, of which he was one of the main artists. Years after it happened, he revisits the old drama regarding Eric Scrubolo and Killa Clown Sounds, only to claim that people were stealing from him and that Scrubolo was underpaying him and mismanaging all
Guys, hit anything on this poll for me, please.
Of his artists. According to Cyrax, Eric was stuck in the past, unlike himself, who was always ahead of the curve. He also says that he thinks he's owed money due to the Killa Clown Sounds Facebook page having 1,000 fans, all the while conveniently glossing over the fact that he was kicked out of the label from stealing from Eric. But failing to understand how business works is not a talent that Cyrax reserves for the music industry. He also raves at book publishing companies for asking $1,000 from him to publish this
Publish his poetry. Can you imagine the fucking poetry this guy's knocking out? Give you fucking nightmares.
garbage, as if publishers should promote his work for free. The man of the hour.
Absolutely not. Chat, if you're not following and you're watching, what the hell are you doing? Grab that follow.
Or closes the year off with a picture of him next to a gigantic Reese's cup. Very tasteful. While he spent the beginning of the next year trying to grow his label and add as many artists to it as possible, because he thought that's what it meant to run a label, he apparently was reacquainted with a man named Tanner, who'd approached him 2 years prior, claiming he worked for Tech Nine's label, Strange Music, and offered him a
As if he would just believe this. Who the f*** gonna offer this guy a record?
$1.1 million contract for his beats. After warning everyone not to fall for his tricks, he made this endearing post. When you're awake at 4 a.m. and can't sleep, so you hop onto Adventure Quest 3D with your best friends, who you've known since 08, shit gets real. Awkward and funny in seconds. Lol. As much as he does extremely unlikable things, I'm almost...
I doubt it. I doubt it gets really funny. Can you imagine the banter they've got?
Also getting to empathize with him in the same way one would empathize with a screwed up rescue dog. Except this rescue dog is like kind of a heinous, horrible human being. Not satisfied with every skill he's already mastered, Cyrax enters the website game and claims he's now working on a social network like Facebook and MySpace combined. It's inspiring to me how courageous he is for posting this on Mark Zuckerberg's platform with no fear of having his cutting edge code stolen from
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Have the balls to say
him,
that.
especially given Mark's track record. He quickly grows tired of the web dev hustle and gets into professional gaming, saying he should be getting paid for being as good as he is on Call of Duty Black Ops. Almost as if divine punishment for his misdeeds, Cyrax goes to the doctor and discovers he has shrunken an inch from 5'3" to 5'2". Soon after, a similar situation
I'm sure you have.
to that of Hunter happens, with someone making the following criticism of Cyrax's music in a comment section. People are going nuts for no explainable reason. I'm afraid it's just not decent. The rhythm of the lyrics is dreadful. The auto-tune actually hurts to hear, and the vocal mixing is terrible. Can barely hear you. And there's been no decent mixing done on the vocals at all. It's flat and dry other than the auto-tune, which, as I said, is terrible.
Don't think he's gonna like
Too many people lie to you to make you feel good. I refuse to do so. Upset that someone was honest with him as opposed to just complimenting his stuff, Cyrax decided to make a live stream responding, but not before he wiped his dirty teeth with his tank top right at the beginning.
Oh, f off. Why does that... Oh, wiped his teeth with his tank top. He did
Of it. For once, it seems Cyrax is actually upset instead of miming what he thinks a rapper or WWE wrestler would say when challenged. Once he begins his routine of belittling those who criticize him by saying he's gone through more, his critic says that he works full-time to support a family, and on top of that, is part of a metal band that has more fans than Cyrax, which he visibly struggles to respond to meaningfully. For once, our champion is shaken, taken aback by the words of his naysayers. But like all things, Cyrax forgot about it soon after due to his goldfish-like attention span and returned to playing his racing game while pretending on Facebook that he was an actual racer in real life. Once again trying his hand at selling the custom cars he made in-game, he tried contacting an actual art publishing company over email and got immediately dismissed for how ridiculous
Well, this is absolutely
ridiculous and worthless his customs were. Well, there was never and continues to be
Jesus Christ, Hope. Thank you. I think I needed that to wake me up. I definitely needed
or
that.
chance to become famous for his music. His incessant Facebook posts
Give Hope a little follow.
along with his responses to anyone who dared to criticize him, we're seeing an increase in engagement. His fame as a lol cow was taking his baby steps. He proceeded to join DeviantArt to sell his art pieces for $1 each, and posted these nice images to showcase his ability to use photo filters. On the 23rd, he dropped another album called Blackout, with a hue-shifted picture of Master Chief from Halo as the cover. Eventually, his ability to stream on Facebook was taken away, thankfully, supposedly due to a cover he made of a Linkin Park song on the harmonica. He then invents the deranged headcanon that record labels and studios from the 50s used to help artists for no pay, and it's unfair that the current ones won't do the same for him.
This is absolutely insane. Right, that was an hour of that video. I don't think I can take any more. I'm going to come off now. I'm going to come back on. Well, at some point tomorrow, I'll watch part 2. I might come back on in a bit once I've had something to eat and do some gaming or some cam 2ing or some reaction stuff or something like that for the FYP. Oh, I might just disappear. Who knows? Thank you for all the support, guys. Really appreciate you. Anyone who sent any gifts, followed, liked, commented, chilled, hung with us. I appreciate you all. You guys are absolutely awesome. Don't forget, I do re-upload these lives on the Fact Freak Reacts on YouTube, so you'll be able to check it out. Amy, you flirt. That'll get, you know, being kind will get you everywhere. I'm telling you. Right, okay, I'm going to head off. I'll definitely be on at some point tomorrow. I feel really, like, fucked up. Like, after I hit my head last night, obviously I was up from, like, 2:30 in the morning. And then I slept this afternoon, and then I just feel like I've done nothing with my day because I was absolutely knackered. So I'm going to come off and get some shit done. Needs to be done. Right, I'm going to head off. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. I'll catch you all later. Peace.